Hello, everybody. Scott Golden here with the WCW review series for the Saturday Night Review series for March 4th, 1995. Um, Nasty Boys against Tracy Benton and Bob Starr. Also, there is a confrontation between Hulk Hogan and Vader from previous weeks. They basically go at it. There's talk of the strap match at the uncensored 1995 edition. Also, Jimmy Hart out there trying to hold Hulk Hogan back. Doesn't exactly make sense to me that Jimmy Hart at 130 pounds would try to hold back a 300-pound dude, especially a babyface who's mad at Vader. But anyway, who says that things have to make sense? Tony Schiavone and Bobby Heenan here with the call. Anyway, so Nasty Boys, as mentioned, going into the 95 Uncensored, which is not by any stretch of the imagination a good show. Pump handle slam by Jerry Sags after a back suplex, throwing the enhancement talent out of the ring. Knobs driving him back into the ring apron, and the power slam / top rope elbow drop combination by Jerry Sags by Brian Knobs leading to the victory for the team, promising to win at the uncensored pay-per-view against Harlem Heat, and ultimately going on to be pretty aggressive here. Then we move to Ming, who's going to have a martial arts match against Jim Duggan coming up in the next little while. Ming against Steve Needley. Ming, of course, the former Haku. Very basic punch kick match here. Nothing to write home about, but doing the martial arts match with Duggan basically amounting to trying to capitalize on the fandom of people that enjoy things like MMA, UFC, and all of that. Colonel Robert Parker out there basically threatening to knock out Gene Okerlund, who, by the way, is in fact hyping the uncensored pay-per-view. Hulk Hogan and Vader are one-on-one in a strap match, and Hogan beats Flair to win the match over Vader here in 1995. What goofiness. Anyway, Sting and Big Bubba in what I think is called the Lights Out match here. Randy Savage and the Avalanche. Another one, the Faces of Fear, Triangle of Terror. That whole stable Dungeon of Doom concept has begun here in 1995, and we see it highlighted here. Lord Steven Regal out next. Regal facing off against his adversary, which happens to be Mike Davis. I do not think that's the Texas Mike Davis. Looks like a different guy, but it very well could be. I'm not 100% sure. Regal, though, ties up his man, tries to get shots in. The European uppercuts, basic maneuvers, and Regal is looking like $1,000,000 along the way. Regal also manages to get the Regal stretch, a.k.a. kind of a modified SDF. There, Regal says that people should respect him because he is a aristocrat, for lack of a better term. Then we see a confrontation between Bobby Eaton, who's doing the Southern thing, and Regal. That confrontation eventually leads to the formation of their tag team. Arn Anderson, one part of the Horsemen here. They're still doing the Horsemen a little bit here. John Crystal, who has been on both WCW and WWF at this point by 1995 as an enhancement talent. Hard shots by Anderson. Anderson punch kick and stays on the arm and the shoulder of his adversary. Basic maneuvers along the way. Spine buster for Anderson and a victory. Flair, who had been retired the previous October as part of the WCW run here, is out there. And then we see the Patriot against Vader in the main event of the program. Super short match, maybe 10 minutes with entrances, something like that. Patriot obviously takes a drubbing at the hands of Vader, since the Patriot is obviously a guy who Vader's not going to be intimidated by, but also getting Vader ready for Hogan. The idea was to feed the Patriot off to him and kind of get things going that way. Hard shots by Vader in the corner. He catches the Patriot, might have even broke his nose. Short clothesline, Vader in control the majority of the match, and Vader kind of treating the Patriot like an enhancement talent, maybe one step below. Vader does get knocked with the mask off, clothesline by the Patriot. Patriot fires back, doing the USA gimmick, which at the time when you're a international company, I don't know why you need patriotic gimmicks. Anyway, hard shots, Vader with a clothesline, and then Vader with the Vader bomb, giving him the victory here. Power bombs along the way as well. Hogan comes out to save the Patriot because that makes sense, and they're plugging their pay-per-view, but we will go forward here. We'll be back with more right after this.